What's the deal, everybody? Welcome to the Toddcast Sports Podcast. This is your boy Simbawi Nibaye Jr., Omar Williams, and Denise Obi. It's time to talk sports. So, as you know, before we get started, Toddcast is every 2 weeks, Monday or Tuesday, 9 p.m. We did have our first two that were around 7:30, 8 o'clock. So, but going forward, every now and then we might have a little something come a little early, but we're going to be every 2 weeks, Monday or Tuesday, 9 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Toddcast Sports, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. All right, so today we got some topics we're going to talk about. We're going to jump right in because, this is what we do. You guys can't really see if you're on the video portion of it here. I got my Michigan shirt on today. You know how it go. You know how it go, because right now it's a little hard, a little rough to rep Cincinnati Bengals right now, but it's okay. I still got love for them. A little hard to rep them right now. A little hard to rep. Speaking of sports, we're going to jump right into the NFL news. So, this is, of course, any topic. Any of you who have been watching lately since we started, you guys know that Omar and Denise are Eagles fans. She's got her Eagles gear on. I am a Bengals fan. I kind of got introduced to them when I was in Ohio and I lived there for a while. I'm born and raised out of Jersey, but I lived in Ohio for a bit, and that I was a young lad, as they say. And the Bengals were the first team I got introduced to, and I've been a fan ever since. I've had my times, I've had my waverings, but you know what? It's all good. I got love for them. But NFL right now, I'm going to start off with my Bengals to start off first. I am highly upset with them. Highly upset. Number one, we played the Chicago Bears on Sunday. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. That's who we played. And we lost 47-42. I'm going to say that again. 47-42 to the Chicago Bears, who have struggled tremendously since Caleb Williams has been there and since before he got there. But a team that barely scores 20 points a game put up 47 on us and beat us with a last-second touchdown for a go-ahead win. Now, mind you, to give you a little content for you guys jump in, Cincinnati was down by 2 touchdowns. 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We scored 2 touchdowns to go up 1. I'm sorry. To go up 2, I believe it was. 42-40. And the defense literally said, oh, it's okay. Just go ahead and score. It's all right. It's okay. We're not that good, so we're not going to act like we can actually stop someone. So just go ahead and score. If you saw the last play before Chicago scores, Caleb Williams throws the ball across the middle to a wide receiver. 2 Cincinnati cornerbacks collapse on him. They hit him. He bounces off both and keeps running for a touchdown. Now, here is the caveat to all this. You would think in that moment, not only would you hit him, but you would wrap him up and bring him to the ground. And if my mind serves me correctly, I believe the Chicago Bears had no more timeouts left. So in order to kick a field goal, you got to rush your offense off, rush your special teams on to get in a position just to kick the field goal. Time would have run out. So what's yours? I'm done.
I think sometimes, man, it's just not your year, man.
Nope.
It's just not your year. I think you're going through another one of those. I'll call them traditional. I don't mean to come at your team's neck, but this is the Bengals, brother. Like, I think this is a part of their all the way back to Icky Woods. Now, if y'all know that, y'all know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But
Icky Shuffle.
So like they got some stories over there.
Carl Pickens, it goes back. Boomer Esiason.
Oh yeah,
Anthony Munoz.
Yes, and
even before that, Ken Anderson. You know what I mean? So
it's like a roller coaster with the Bengals, and I just think this is just the Bengals bangling. It's the Bengals bangling.
The hardest part about this is that our offense is probably the most dangerous offense in the league.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
other teams can score points, but they can't score points like us. We can put up 30 easily every single game.
Right.
The bottom line is our defense can't stop a parked car. Can't stop anybody. Like literally, like I'm sitting there watching, and in my mind, I'm like, Zach Taylor, you would think to manage a game, and of course, you're down by 2 touchdowns, but you got to score to get back up. But even in games where the game's either close or you're up or whatever, you would think time management. Do your best not to put your defense out there to win the game because you know what the result's going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why would you do that to your defense, to your team? And it just bothers me that last week we played, who was it we played last week? We played the Jets, who were 0-7.
Yeah.
Lost to them, put up 38 points. We were up 31-17, 31-16, and lost to the Jets 39-38. 0-7. A team that probably might score 20 points a game, give or take how the game goes. They score 39 on us. This week, we played the Bears, who barely score 20 points a game. They put up 47 on us, and we lose. I can't call it. Denise, what you got?
All I can say is you guys need to pull a Howard Roseman, especially if it's your defense that's struggling. Pull a Howard Roseman, spend some time in Georgia, and recruit some Bulldogs. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
On the defensive side of the ball. Yeah. Because offensively,
spend time in Georgia.
Offensively, we're fine offensively. Like, we are prolific.
You're
and right
great.
now, we don't have Burrow, but Flacco is looking Burrow-like, and like the Flacco of old, at 40-plus years old, right?
Yep.
Right.
So clearly it's not the offensive line. Clearly it's not the offense. It is 100% the defense.
It's the defense, yeah.
And the money that – and listen, I'll say this too, and I'll move on from this. Our ownership has been notorious for not paying their players the money they deserve. They went out and did that on account of Burrow saying we need to sign Chase, need to sign T. Higgins, need to sign Henderson. Now, Henderson did get hurt against the Jets. He should be back before the season's over, so that's a good thing. At the same time, you're also looking at the point where, you know, the offense is taken care of. They took care of Henderson. Henderson is the thing that keeps that defense together. But outside of him, there's nothing else.
Right.
At this point in time, the last thing that I heard when it came to the Dallas Cowboys, people were saying, hey, since you got rid of Micah Parsons, and you didn't replace him with a guy whose career is kind of like in the middle on decline, but still a reputable player. I forget who it was. Somebody can remind me or remember who it was. He played, I think it was the guy from South Carolina a few years ago. It'll come back to me. Wasn't Jadainian Clowney, was it? Was it Clowney?
To replace Parsons?
Yeah, at Dallas. It'll come back to us. Denise should look it up and she'll tell us who it is. Still a reputable player, not Parsons though.
Right.
So people are now saying, well, heck, you can go out and get Trey Henderson, though he just got signed. Like, you can still get him.
Mm-hmm.
He can still do something for you. So, not sure if Trey wants to be in Dallas, but if Dallas is willing to pay him what he wants, he may decide to leave.
Right.
Which now makes your defense even more vulnerable. So, the sack leader last year on your team, whose defense can't stop anybody, you still have the sack leader on your team. That says a lot. By that one player can do a whole lot. If you had about 3 more of those guys, you'd be the Georgia Bulldogs. So, just saying. All right, enough of that. Other NFL news. Buffalo beat KC on yesterday. But I'm not moved by that. That happens just about every year in the regular season.
Every year, yeah.
And it comes to the playoffs. They are 0-4 against the Bills in the playoffs. So, as of right now, enjoy your win, but you might want to make that something that you do in the postseason to get yourselves to the Super Bowl because that's going to be the main kicker right there. So, enough said on that. I don't have a whole lot of NFL news outside of the fact that Jayden Daniels is now done for the regular season. He is done. Now,
he rushed him back.
You know what? Oh,
Yeah.
when I saw that, you know what my first thought was?
Who's that?
RG3
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
did the same
Yeah.
thing to
Good
him.
one. Good one.
And actually, his injury actually was worse than Jayden Daniels' injury.
Way worse. Yeah.
But now, Jayden Daniels' injury now matches RG3's injury.
Yep.
And the thing is, why is he playing in a 38-7 blowout in the fourth quarter? Why is he playing? So basically, you said, hey, I really don't care what happens.
Right.
Just try and go out there and get that. They call it going to get momentum. Like, let's get some momentum back. Momentum for what? The game. Now, listen, you could possibly win the game. Like, there's been times teams have been down, 24-3, came back and won, right? The way the Washington Commanders were playing, they were not coming back to win that game. Their offense looked horrible. And I don't think Jayden Daniels should have been in their period at all. You should have had the backup in. I hope was that your boy. No, not him. He's who's it now? Mariota.
Yeah.
Put him in, let him play. Mariota is a reputable backup quarterback. Reputable, solid backup quarterback. Like, live to fight another day. He can do that for you. I'm not sure why that happened. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think they rushed Jayden back. They should have just let him be hurt. But see, in the beginning of the year when he did get hurt, there was still promise. There was like the season was still alive, right? So it's like, let's get our guy back. He's the next big thing in the city. He's going to take us to the promised land. They rushed him back. They're getting blown out. You keep him out there because why? Like you just said, momentum. He gets hurt, and he's out for the season. I just think that they hitched their wagon to him, and it's all or nothing with him. And now they have nothing. So now they stuck with a backup quarterback that's a journeyman. So good luck with that, Commanders. But you should have had my man out of the game. I don't even think he should. Like I said, I keep saying he shouldn't have even been back yet. But I guess he said he could play. They're all adults. So if he was ready to come back, he was ready to come back. But he was getting nicked up all year, like little nicks here and little nicks there. And every time he would get hit, he'd get up slow. Then he got out the game. Like it was like he's getting beat up back there. So
I mean, he's been hit over 300 times.
Exactly.
In his 2 years. Less than 2 years. That's a lot. He's getting hit more than Burrow is.
Yep.
And Burrow's been in the league 5 years now. Going on 6. 300 times you're getting hit.
Yep.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
And he ain't but yay big. Like, he's a thin thing.
That's
Go ahead, Denise.
I was gonna say that was gonna be my thing, is because I've seen him play and he's not that big, so I think he needs to be in the lab of beefing up and getting some more protein in the system. Because if you're like as skinny as you are and tall, but the thing is like he has like very long legs too, and it's kind of like they're gonna use that to their advantage because it's like, okay, take him out by his legs. They're skinny, play to their advantage. So I think he needs to beef up. Also, I wanted to ask you really quickly, when does Burrow come back? Is he out out at all?
They're scheduling him to come back in December. That's what they're scheduling. Now, and my thoughts are let him ride the season out and just start next year. But that's when they're scheduling him to come back in December. And my thought is the reason why they're doing that is because in December/January, when it's playoffs, the Bengals are normally, 8-1, 7-2, December, January. I'm like, yeah, but this is not the year to do that. It's just time to just call it a wrap and get ready for next year.
So now I'm gonna start calling him December because I feel like that's when he gets hurt. December, that's when he comes back. Sorry to say that about your team, your quarterback, but I'm starting to call him December.
Truth is truth, man.
I see.
Now here's the thing. We started off great this year. We started off 2-0. We haven't been 2-0 in September. I don't know how long. But then he gets hurt, and next thing you know, it's like, so here's the thing, and you hit on the nail on the head. These NFL teams are hanging everything on their quarterbacks.
Yep.
And that is not what needs to happen. You need to have a quarterback, yes, but you also need a running game. You also need wide receivers. You need an offensive line. It is a team sport, period.
Yep.
You need a team sport. On defense, you need guys who can play cornerback, guys who can play, guys who can have speed, guys who are not always holding on guys on the line that can hold the line, play with the defensive schemes. I was watching teams that played against Lamar early in the season, and they weren't letting him run. They were containing him, making him pass the ball. Thing is that Lamar, he can hit you, he can hurt you with both passing and with running. But if you keep him in the pocket, he can't hurt you running, and you force him to use his arm, where eventually, possibly, if he's Lamar, who we think he is, the Lamar, he's going to throw a pick eventually. Hopefully, it doesn't happen in the crucial part of the game. But you make him use the secondary thing, which is passing the ball rather than running. Patrick Mahomes, contain him. Don't let him run sideline to sideline, because then that's where he's most dangerous. Keeping plays alive, running sideline to sideline. It's all about schemes, but also you got to have guys that can play those positions. And I think teams that are hanging their hats on quarterbacks are hurting their teams, their organizations, their franchises, because if you saw the Washington Commanders, they looked like the season was over. Yeah. Like they all were like, that's it. We're done. There's nothing left. And when that happens, the morale is already on the floor. It's not getting picked back up until next season. Unless something miraculous happens, like a Kurt Warner situation. With Kurt Warner, it was like he proved he could do it. And they rallied around him, and it's like, okay, we got something here. Mm-hmm. But again, man, it's just the Bengals are one with Joe Burrow. Commanders are one with Daniels. We got a few more that are out there. I will say this, and we can move on. You guys can chime in if you want to. I've always said this. I'm not big on rookie seasons for quarterbacks. Yeah. Because your sophomore season, they now have tape on you. And now they know how to defend you. Case in point, C.J. Stroud. Everybody was like, oh, this dude is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, let's give it another season to see if he can replicate this. Can he take it to another level now as a rookie? Because now there's tape on him. His season right now ain't looking too good. So it's like we got to stop taking these rookie quarterbacks and putting them up on this pedestal of, oh, my goodness, look what they're doing in a rookie year. Okay, great. Let's see what the sophomore year looks like. Let's see what the year after that looks like. What's the first 5 years look like for this quarterback? Right. You know what I mean? What do you guys' thoughts on that?
I would say I agree. And that goes to a point I always stand on with, especially with paying the rookies and how much they pay these guys in the beginning, right off the bat. I think, it's great and fine. And they're good in college. And I feel like if you look at Shedeur Sanders as well, like they're following him from college and look at him now. He's a second string quarterback now. And it just goes to saying when you're paying these quarterbacks, give them 3 years. I think that contract should be extended. Hey, okay, you're guaranteed this amount of money, but it should be a cap at least. And then by year three, if we see you, hey, making this, doing the right plays, or at least changing the game for the better for the team, okay, so here's a little more and here's a little more. So it's like, here's the leash, but as you keep getting to the end, then the money starts getting better and better. Because if you're dumping it all on them at one time, it's like, well, do I really need to have that stamina and that growth to play? Like, no. That's what I stand on.
Anything you got?
Yeah, I'm going to blame the fans, man. I think the fans are the reason why.
Oh man, you took a whole business. You blaming the fans?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Certain markets won't go if the team stinks. So, like, what has to happen is ownership says we got to get the new bright toy, draft him number 1, put him in the game. He's not ready, but he sells millions of jerseys. You got the kids coming back out. The stadium's packed, and everybody can't wait to see the new guy.
Yeah.
And he's good. C.J. Stroud, right? He's amazing. Oh my goodness, we're going to the Super Bowl next 3 years, right? His sophomore season comes. Defensive coordinators figured him out. By the end of last year, they figured him out.
Yep.
Next year comes, you get this sophomore slump. And I just think sophomore slump turns into a third year, okay year, fourth year, they're benching you, fifth year, you're out the league. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cycle. Look at Carson Wentz. He's a backup player now.
Yep.
Mariota, backup player now. Who else was big, highly touted guys? Just these guys who come out, they're the best backup players now. So,
yep.
Baker Mayfield was on his way.
He was on his way. He was on his way.
He got it together. He got it together.
He got out of Cleveland, went to the Panthers, and he was like, "Oh, okay, we see a little something." He got the champions. Like, "Oh, okay, all right, you good."
Yeah. So I'm gonna finish with this. Us fans got to be patient. We got to say, okay, even though he's great, he's first rounder. Let him sit under the guy that you don't really like, so he can learn at least for a year or two. I'll say a year. Okay, year or two, I'm gonna probably want him in myself. But like after a year, like let him just sit down, get the clipboard, and just study the game, learn the game, study the game. It's happening. You know who it's happening to? I know I said I was done.
Are you good?
The Eagles backup guy that everybody likes. That's bad. It's our team.
I can see his face right now. I can see his face.
Well, you see,
but that's actually good. That's good.
He don't play much, so you don't really know who he is.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good thing because he don't play much. That means our quarterback is doing his job. So give him that. Give him that.
This kid is amazing, right? And it's because he's been sitting on the bench, watching Jalen do his thing.
Well, listen, while you're doing that, listen, Jordan Love's another respect to that. Jordan Love sat under Aaron Rodgers.
Look at him now.
And then when Jordan Love, they felt it was his time, 3 years, look at him now.
And the guy's name is Tanner McKee.
Tanner
McKee.
Look at him now.
He can start the league.
Yeah. Jordan Love went out there, beat Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers the other week. Now, again, Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old. Yeah, right. Aaron Rodgers is still reputable, but at the same time, the Packers are just a better team. Just that simple. Now, they did lose this past Sunday, but, I mean, everyone has their day, right? But Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years.
Right.
He sat behind a great quarterback, got to watch, study, and then when it was his time, as Stephen A. Smith says, he answered the call when they called for him. You know what I mean? So it happens. You know, I think the only way you put a rookie in and you go with that rookie is if you have no one you can really rely on to say, that's my guy. If rookie comes in and he's just straight balling out, we're like, all right, we got to go with the best guy we got. Or you say, hey, look, let's go with the other guys first and kind of wean him in. And then like maybe mid-season or whatever, end of the season, if we're not going playoff bound, let's just see what he can do with the last 4 or 5 games, something like that. Right. And again, I'm not a billionaire and NFL owner, but business decisions affect where the future of your organization goes. And so if you're putting quarterbacks out there because you're answering what the fans are saying, okay, I know that there's supply and demand, but is the future worth putting your quarterback out there to get hurt multiple times, or for that matter, just not be ready? And now you're trying to find another quarterback in another 2-year draft or another 3-year draft. And now it becomes all about getting a quarterback. And it's like, well, what about your running back? Because you can compensate for a quarterback that's not there yet with a good running back, good wide receivers, good offensive line from an offensive perspective. And I think that it's sad to see that the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. And not that it's a sad thing, but it's like you're hanging your hat on the one guy, but you don't need to have that one guy. If you like you said, if you're going to get that shiny new toy, yeah, you want to play with it, but you also don't want to let everybody else play with it. You know what I mean? And everybody else meaning you don't want the defense to be playing, because the defense start playing with it, they're gonna want to keep it because they're gonna like it. They keep eating. It's like, hey man, look, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna go after it. You know what I mean? So, you know. Before we wrap up the NFL news, you know, hoping that Jayden Daniels, recovers well from his injury, and then looking at the Cincinnati Bengals, we just got to do better, man. Like we just got to do better. I'm not going back to that. I'm done. NFL news, we're done. Anything else? I'm done. Anything else we got?
I'm done.
All right, moving on. Moving on to Denise Obi's main area outside of me, and probably knows more than I do, but Game 7 of the World Series was one for the ages. I believe that was an instant classic. Instant classic. I don't watch much baseball. I probably watch the playoffs every now and then. I didn't watch any of this World Series. But when I heard of his Game 7, I was like, all right, I'm going to watch. Because I knew that the Toronto was up 3-2. And I'm like, I'm not giving it to them yet. I know that the Dodgers aren't going to roll over and just like, all right, we're done. They're going to fight. And once it was a Game 7, I'm like, all right, let me just see what happens here, because I'm going to say this and you guys can have it. No matter where Magic Johnson goes,
winner. We said
he
it.
wins.
Yeah, we
As
called
a
it.
player, as a part owner, no matter where he goes, he wins. Hockey,
businessman.
baseball. The Commanders were on their way. Some decisions that kind of messed that up, but they can recover, I think, eventually. And I'm gonna tell you this: as long as Magic is in that ownership spot, he's gonna be like, if you can't get it done, I'm gonna find somebody who can.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no matter where he goes, the LA Sparks, they win, right? And so the Dodgers have done it yet again. And I'm not surprised, but I will say this is when the ninth inning came and they were down 4-2. I'm like, there's still time. It wasn't nine, it was the eighth inning, actually. Eighth inning. I'm sorry. I'm like, there's still time for them to get 2 runs if they can get one. When they tied it up, I'm like, okay, this could go to extra innings, or Toronto can put this away with something, right? Toronto didn't put it away. We go to extra innings. And then there's this fly ball, center field. 2 guys going after it. And I'm thinking these guys are about to collide and nobody will catch this ball. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be it. And the guy catches the ball, knocks his teammate over. And I'm like, I just had to watch the rest of the game because it was already late. I'm like, I got to get up tomorrow morning. But in my head, I said the Dodgers are probably going to win this game. And I will say this, that was the time where I said momentum has shifted in the Dodgers' favor. Because Toronto had it 2 games ago. And now you're in Game 7 and you still can't put them away. So instant classic, great pitching, great play. Big shout out to the MLB for some of the things that they made to change the game, to make it faster, make it more enjoyable from a pitching standpoint, from rotations, all that stuff, even with the replay. That was good. Now, I'll give baseball credit. Their replays don't take as long as the NFL and NBA, but the replay does help. But great game, great classic. What you guys got?
Yeah,
All right. Yes. So as a Yankees fan myself,
I see
I was rooting
how
for,
big she's smiling right now. She's like, "This is not topic
yes.
right here."
Yes. As a Yankees fan myself, I was rooting for Toronto as well. Sorry. To all you LA Dodgers fans, because we're kind of rivals right now. But Yankees had a rough season, but we'll be back. I don't know for how long, but we'll be back next season. Definitely was rooting for Toronto to win. But I'm a Vladdy Guerrero Jr. fan. I've been a fan for him for the longest time. Don't ask, don't tell. If we recruited him to the Yankees, I would have been happy, but I understand he's happy in Toronto. But I'm a big fan of his, and I wanted him to win. So I was definitely devastated when I saw him crying on TV because he worked so hard for that win. Yeah. But that's a story for another day. But we have to give it up to the Fresh Prince of LA, Mr. Will Smith himself, who came in with that last home run to score it. So I gave him his props and his respect to the game. But also, as a Yankees fan, I can say when the Dodgers won last year, the Eagles also won the Super Bowl. So that's what I'm going to leave it at.
2 back-to-back.
I'm glad. 2 back-to-backs. I'm not going to say too much. Not going to stir up too much right now, but the Eagles did win the Super Bowl when the Dodgers won last year. So that's all I got to say. That's it.
Go ahead.
So I'll say this. So it was a point in the game. So like you said, Toronto should have won 2 games ago, right?
Right.
They had it in the bag. They also should have won it when they had 3 guys on base, right?
And yep.
And then they had another chance. And when they didn't get this chance, and I'm about to explain the chance, they had no outs, tying run on second, and the winning run at the plate. And what they did was, again, I don't claim to be Mr. Baseball, Mr. Manager, look. But I don't believe in giving up outs for no reason, right? So they had a guy on second. They bunted the ball to get the guy to third. So they gave up an out to get the guy to third just to tie it. So they gave up an out. And then what ends up happening is this great pitcher eventually he pitches into a double play, inning out, right? Next inning, now you get the Fresh Prince of LA. Of LA, right? Fresh Prince does his thing. He said he was born and raised in the playground, right? So he hits it out the park. Okay. Yep. And they never come back from there. And I just was like, Toronto, it's like they blew, it's like they gave it, it's like they said, you know what? The Dodgers are better than us. Let's just give them the game. And then it makes you think about this other stuff going on, like what's this with the gambling going on, man? Did the numbers not? Yes. Was there a call from Was there a call from New York?
Don't do it to him. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him.
I won't do that to him. I won't do that. But yeah, it's like they gave it. Like it's just like they gave it to him on a platter. And I felt bad for my man Vladimir. I used to like his dad. His dad was good, really good. Mm-hmm. And it just was sad, man. But the Dodgers were the best team in the league, and I do think the cream does rise to the top. And they rose to the top. And they had an epic performance by that pitcher. He's one of 14 other pitchers ever.
Yeah.
To pitch to win 3 games in the World Series.
What's his name, Denise? I know it starts with a Y.
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I call him Yamamoto, but Yamamoto.
Okay.
I might be saying it wrong. I call him Yamamoto.
I mean, he almost reminded me of Rivera, like Rivera-esque.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna put him on that level because Rivera has a long career, but I mean, it was like you were sitting there kind of like, this is some Rivera-esque stuff going on here. Right, you know what I mean? So. But I want to ask a question. So, you talked about how the whole like betting thing and like was something in play. I'm gonna ask this question: was the stage too big for Toronto?
Yes.
It looked like it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like in my head, when you're talking about the loaded bases and the bunting and all that, it almost sounds like you were playing not to lose.
Exactly.
Not to win.
Exactly.
And in the game 7, you got to put everything out there, all the marbles on the plate. Like, look, we got to go out there and just put it all on, leave it all on the field. Period.
Yep.
Now, listen, I'm not a baseball fanatic. I played baseball and all that, but I've never played anything on the level of any guys in college or major leagues, right? But I have played some championship games, and so it's like championship games, like as far as high school and college, you only get one game. That's it. In the pros, you have these series outside of the NFL. NFL's one game and done. That's it. I give them respect for that. It's like we're not playing those series. It's like either you come and win or you don't. But when it comes to MLB, NBA, NHL, all that stuff, it's like you get a series. But when you're up 3-2, it's 3-3, and it's game 7, all your marbles got to be on the floor. On the ground, on the court, on the field, and you got to go for it. And I think that bunt was a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
Because again, you're giving up an out, get somebody on third, and now at this point, it's not even the strategy is out the door. You're now gambling, hoping and wishing that this works.
Yeah.
You're not just saying, "Look, man, let's get some base hits." Because now you get a base hit, you get a double, you score. That's it, right? A bunt, get somebody on third, you risk it out. Now you're gambling. That's just my thoughts. So, anything else on the Major League World Series? Again, instant classic.
Yes.
I'm glad I watched, even though I didn't watch to the end. I watched, and again, after that catch on that home run by the Dodgers, I was like, they're gonna win. I'm like,
he just got subbed too. Like the guy that caught the ball just got subbed in for defense. Like he just went in, which makes sense why the communication was off with the catch.
Mm-hmm.
He's not out there that often. So it was their night, man. They did it. Hats off. I'm sorry, Denise, but hats off.
This is my last comment though.
Okay.
So, you guys know the rapper Drake, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the industry, there's known something called the Drake curse. So Drake has
Oh,
been
wait.
around
Oh,
any
no. Are
team,
we doing
Yes.
this?
any
Rondo.
team, any player,
Yes.
anything Drake has been around that has caused the team to lose.
Mm,
And if you know Drake, Drake is from the great old city
he's,
of Toronto, Canada.
yes, he is.
So I'm not gonna put too much pressure on the Blue Jays because Drake was betting on the Toronto, and he was talking about them winning. And I'm sure he's hung out with some of the players, maybe shook hands with Vladdy. I don't know. So the Drake curse is real, and I'm standing by that. And
So Drake did it.
all I want to see next year is my Yankees be, and that's it.
All right, we'll
Yes.
leave that right there. I'm not
Yes.
gonna.
That's why I ended it like that. Yes.
Did Drake go to any of the games? You know? Do you know if he went to any of the games?
I don't know.
I don't know if he went to the games, but I know
But
he
he's
was.
associated.
I've
So
seen
you're
him with some of the
saying,
players like throughout the playoffs and the series. Yeah.
all right,
So the Drake curse is real.
all right. Moving on. Moving on. All right, let's go to college football because we have a number of college football firings that'll happen in college football in the past, I would say 2 weeks. Now, I have to actually go and look this up because I don't know how many and what the names are. But one name that I do, or two names I do want to mention, and I'll mention one first, is Brian Kelly, LSU,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He got fired this weekend. And so he is done at LSU. And we'll kind of stay there for a moment because as of right now, I want to talk a little bit about what Cam Newton had to say as far as like coaching in the SEC. So he says that coaching in the SEC, and I'm not quoting him accurately, I'm kind of paraphrasing. Coaching in the SEC means you need to win right now. Period. End of story. Win right now. And the funny thing about Brian Kelly's story, before we get to everyone else, is that Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame. And came out of Coach Kelly's mouth. He said he was leaving Notre Dame to go to LSU to have a chance to win a national championship. Coincidentally, the following year, Notre Dame wins the championship, and Brian Kelly is not there. And LSU, thus far, under Brian Kelly being there, has not lived up to the expectations that come along with coaching in the SEC. So let me run the list down real quick. So we have this is an overview of the coaches that have gotten fired thus far. So we have Brian Kelly was fired this weekend after losing to Texas A&M. James Franklin at Penn State fired after a 3-game losing streak. Bill Napier fired from Florida. Hugh Freeze fired from Auburn this November. Others, Mike Gundy fired from Oklahoma State. He had been there for 30 years. 30 years. And they said, wow, that's enough.
Yeah.
Brent Pry fired from Virginia Tech. Jay Norville fired from Colorado State. Sean Foster fired from UCLA. Trent Bay fired from Oregon State. Trent Dilfer fired from UAB. Kenny Burns fired from his position in April. I'm not sure who Kenny Burns is, but he's on the list. So as of right now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are about 10 to 11 college football positions that are available.
Wow.
On top of that, there are 3 buyouts that stand out. Bill Napier from Florida, he is owed $21 million. James Franklin at Penn State is owed $49 million. Brian Kelly at LSU is owed $53 million.
I'm in the wrong field.
Yes.
So if anyone's looking for a coach, I'm available. Okay. And if you want to fire me after 3 years, that's okay. As long as you're going to owe me about 9 or 4 or 5. If you owe me $1 million, I'll take that. If you owe me $1 million, I'll take that. So I want to talk about the business of college football.
That's it. Yep.
Because right now, I believe the business of college football, college basketball, college sports in general, but particularly college football, college basketball. But I'm going to really stay on college football because I think we're seeing it a lot more there than we do see it anywhere else, is that student athletes are not going to school to get an education. They're now going to school to find out who's going to pay them the most money. It's a shame when you have a collegiate student who has been to 3 different colleges in 3 years.
Right.
And I said this before in our last podcast. I said, I really wonder what the graduation rate is for college athletes in football and basketball. If you're hopping around going from college to college, who's going to pay you more? Are you really actually getting education? And on top of that, are your grades being taken into consideration? Those are questions that I have. Because now we're firing coaches after 2 or 3 years because they're not winning. And so the message we're sending is win at all costs to the student athletes. What do you guys think about the business of college football right now? And I'm going to stay on football because we're talking about the coaches being fired, the money that's out there, the money that's being owed people, and the fact that players are now getting paid in college to play sports, who also have agents who are vying for them. So it's a whole different ball game now. What do you guys have to say?
I think it's hard. I think it's hard now for coaches to lock in, right? So like, you'll have 24 guys you're going to battle with in 2023, and in 2024 you got a whole new 24 or a whole new like half the team went to go get more money from somewhere else, right? So now I got a whole new slew of guys coming in, and it becomes more about recruiting, or not even recruiting, like more about if I can get enough money up to get the best guys on my program, right? To be able to coach and to win. And now I think that the up top doesn't have the patience anymore because the kids are leaving. You're not winning. So they're like, we need to get back to this business part. The business creates, you need to have new energy. Now I will say the Penn State coach with James Franklin.
Yep.
He should have got fired. You can't lose to UCLA, brother. And you were supposed to, you was going to be a top 10 team this year. You can't do that, but I'll leave him to the side. But yes, I think it's harder on the coaches. Nick Saban saw it coming. He got out of there. He said, I'm done. He had no reason to quit. It really wasn't no reason to quit. He was still winning, right? He saw the writing on the wall. I can't play or coach in this time where the business is bigger than the actual game itself. So the business is big. It's $1 billion business at this point. So kids are making 100,000 here, 300,000 there, $1 million here. Like, What are you going to do, man? It just, and programs got to win now. They're almost paying for championships. And if you can't win, it's like, we put all this money into this team. Why are you 8-8? You know what I'm saying? Why are you 7 and whatever? It's like, we put all this money up. We got to win now. You're fired. You fired a guy after 30 years. That's something's changed. That's a fundamental change that happened when you fire a coach for over 30 years.
Denise, before you go, you said something that was key. You said that Nick Saban quit.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key word. Coaches are now quitting coaching in college sports. Right. Because they no longer have leverage. Unless your university has a high level of money to go buy players, and that's what it is. They're buying players.
Buying players, yeah.
You have no leverage. So now going to do a college visit with a student who's coming out of high school, or a student that's wherever they are, because now it's like, as far as basketball is concerned, like they're not like high school is the third place they look. They're looking for guys who are 19, doing a senior year over again, or someone who's in JUCO. But they're not looking for anyone in high school. That's like the third thing on the list. So in college football, I think this high school is still on the list because that's kind of how the NFL rules go, right? But coaches are saying, I can't do this anymore. This is not working out for me because now every year, every 2 years, I got different guys. I got agents I got to deal with. So I'm not talking to parents or the student. I'm talking to agents. So it's like a minor league NFL. You know what I mean? And so I think that's just one of the keys is that you're now causing, not say causing, but you now have where coaches who are great coaches are now saying it ain't worth it. I'm done. Go ahead, Denise.
Before we start, I just want to say shout out to Delaware State for beating Norfolk State this past Thursday. Michael Vick, great game. But I think also that adds to it is even like these former NFL players becoming coaches too. I think that also, like Deion Sanders, Deshaun Jackson, and Michael Vick, for instance, I think that's kind of given a lot of these colleges like, hey, maybe we can go after some of these former players and get the coaches that we need. So it's like, all right, what are we going to do first? Clear house. Who do we look at first? If the team is not winning, the head coach. And from there, it goes. It's like they're cleaning house, basically. So, and I also think of Deion Sanders, like when he first came to Colorado, like people were saying, players were like leaving left and right, and they were like blaming him, saying, "Oh, what are you doing? You can't play my son. You can't play this kid. He was the top player this last season." And he's like, "No, like I'm going after the players I want." So I think it's just a momentum of like we want to be the best. We want the best, and it's kind of like, well, we'll do whatever we have to do. So I don't see grades in school as important nowadays. And I'm sure like some of these players, they probably pay like one of the nerdy kids or a tutor, hey, can you do this homework for me? I have a game Saturday. I got to focus on that. That's more important. I can't do this assignment for this class. Or even if you look at the GPA rankings, how low is the GPA for these athletes to play? Like it's those little things that it's kind of like I understand why these firings are happening, but at the same time, like college isn't the same anymore, and it's just a whole different ballgame for college.
Yeah.
And college is almost like a pre-NFL. Like it's kind of like we have, the other NFL, other football leagues. There are I can't even think of them, like the XFL and everything. It's the CFL, yeah. But now like college is like the other CFL, the College Football League, where it's like, yeah, we want to push education and push academics, but your kid is a top 10 in this country right now. Oh, come over here. Oh, that coach, he just won. You're a former NFL player. Oh, come here. We'll get you what you need. We'll fire whoever needs to fire. We don't need that staff member. We can put that more work on somebody else to get whoever else we need. So it's a lot.
That was deep. So we don't need that staff member. Like, could you really imagine if that actually was happening? We don't need that janitor.
I believe it.
Yeah, but we're good. That drone will be fine. We're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's almost kind of scary, man. That's happening because now you're really putting the horse ahead of the buggy.
Right.
And it's like to the point now, and I almost feel like not that it's unfair, but it may also be unjust to those who are going to college to get an education, to go into the work field. And it's like we're putting all this money into sports and we're paying the players to play based on this business model we have as far as the college getting money for the sports teams to do what they do. But also, too, there are people who are going to school to go to be an engineer, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be a veterinarian, or whatever field they want to go into. And unless they have a paid internship, they got to wait till they graduate and then get a job from there. And listen, people will say, well, it's not the same thing. It's about the sports deals that are happening with the networks and the universities. I get that. But here's the thing. The NIL, in my opinion, and they could prove me wrong in the long run, I believe the NIL in the long run is going to be a huge hindrance to college sports in the years to come. Like, I think that the initial thought about that was, well, these students are out here playing and and they're not being able to get money off of their own name, and the university is using them to get money. I'm like, but when you came to school, your number one priority was to get an education, not to play sports.
Yeah.
Sports was your second. That's why it's called student athlete, not athletic student. Student athlete. Student first, athletic second. And we've kind of flipped those now. For a long time, we flipped them. But now it's kind of like the student part doesn't even exist anymore. Like you said, like it's now like the college is now its own separate league that supersedes any other league out there. Like the NCAA basketball supersedes the G League. Like the G League doesn't really matter anymore, right? Then you have the USFL, whatever they are now, that they combine, the XFL and the USFL. Then you got, the Canadian League, the European League, and it's like college football far supersedes any of those leagues. And those are pro leagues that are playing. So, yeah. Sad thing for coaches right now. The last thing I will say, outside of the coach, you got something you want to say, Oh?
Oh, no, you good, man.
Okay.
You good,
outside of the coach firings, I saw today that prime time Coach Dion refused to have his players be interviewed after their blowout game to this past weekend. And at first I'm like, oh, so you get blown out so they can't talk to the media now? I'm like, oh, okay. But then I looked more into it, and he was kind of like, no. Don't talk to them and give them questions. Bring those questions to me. I'm the coach. I was like, okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. But my first thought was, so when you win, you can talk. And when you get to behind Spain, he's like, no, we ain't talking to nobody. We good. So I wanted to make sure I want to have that content out there. But listen, I think overall, it should always be about talking to the coaches, not the players.
I agree.
Because they're student athletes. And it's like, you get that in the pros. Now, again, if you win the if you win a bowl game, yeah, talk to the player. Like, season's over, you won a bowl game, talk to the winning team. Like, I get that. But now it's like, we're talking to these players and we're treating them as if they're professionals. Yeah, they're getting paid. But if I were a coach in college, I'm like, look, no one does after school, no one does after game interviews. Everything comes to the coach. Everything comes to me. I'm like, that's you can get a chance to do that. We win a bowl game, talk to anybody you want. Until then, we're good. That's just my thought. You know what I mean? So anyway, NCAA, enough of that. Going to the NBA. NBA gambling. It's become a huge problem. But I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let y'all roll on this one because I don't want to say too much, but I'm gonna say this. The gambling issue, whether it's NBA, NFL, college, or any other sport, this issue has nothing to do with those who are gambling. This issue is on the gambling industry, period. The floor is yours.
Oh man, hold on. You can't leave, bro. No. I'm like, you put the carrot. No, man. You gotta break it.
You didn't even elaborate on that one? Okay, listen.
Yeah, man.
So here's the thing.
Yeah. Break it
and then
down
you can kind of. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
So the gambling industry,
yes,
they do what they do, right?
Yes, sir.
So people say that the lottery is good for the economy, for what it does, yada yada yada, right? So we also know that to a large degree, depending on what state you're in or where you're at, that gambling is illegal, depending on where you are, right? But then you have this thing where now it was before you can gamble, bet on games, whatever. But now it's now intertwined with the sports to where now the sports channels are promoting it.
Right.
Right. Not to mention that you have people out there who have a gambling problem. It's not the gambling industry's problem that you have a problem, but they play a part in it. Right.
Okay.
And so now we're pushing gambling harder than we ever have before.
Yes.
Especially in sports.
Yeah.
And now what's happening, it's gotten to the point from what we've seen that it's so corrupt that you have everyone that's getting caught or getting dealt a bad hand is getting punished or having something punitive happen to them. But the gambling industry is like, oh, y'all are innocent. But you're the ones that created this problem. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm with you.
So
okay,
you may not agree, but I'm kind of like, listen,
no, I'm with
y'all,
you.
you have a part to play in this.
Yeah.
And so if we're going to say, hey, you did this and that was wrong, but you also allowed it to happen. That's where I'm coming from.
They created
the space, and then you allowed it to happen, knowing it would benefit you.
I got a twist on that.
Okay.
All right. That's good. You set me up. Here's my twist, CTK. The twist is this. I think the problems of gambling in sports have been always existed for 50, 60, 70 years, right?
Agreed.
I think now that it's on every commercial, everywhere it promotes it, everywhere you look, they got a gambling. Like even when you're watching the game, it's telling you the odds as the game's going on, right?
Exactly.
This is what I think, though. You know how they gotta give the public some red meat to make it seem like they care.
Yeah.
So what they do is now you come up with this scandal, right? And then they're gonna get these guys in trouble to make it look like the gambling industry we're against this stuff that goes on, and we want good gambling practices, if that's even such a thing, right?
I don't even sound right.
Good gambling practice. But what they're doing is this stuff has been going on, but because it's so big and they want to take it through the moon, they got to give the public something to put out there as if they care. It happens with, I don't know if you know this, but like when you see these big drug busts are like, it's like, we'll like, how's this stuff getting into the country, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do this bust and make the world feel like, oh, they care, or like they really care about drugs. Like, come on, man. Like this stuff comes over here in droves. You mean to tell me y'all don't know about this when you can hear me talk right now and the commercial will come on my TV after me talking about biscuits?
Right.
Now I got biscuit commercials on my TV. So what I'm getting at is this. I think this gambling thing, they just want to show the public that they care. They don't want any cheating going on. Because why? It makes more people feel like, oh, they really care about us. Let's gamble some more. They're going to fix the problems. And I think it's all just smoke and mirrors. Yes, it's all smoke and mirrors. So that's my twist. And I do think it's the gambling industry just putting out something to, to do more gambling. They want more gambling.
Of course.
So so you give us a little, you hang somebody at the stakes so that we can continue on. Nothing to see here. Let's gamble some more money. We fixed the problem. These guys the bad guys are going to jail, but they're really the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. You good.
Yeah.
I would say I just think it was like a plot to see how this is going to be received throughout the NFL. Like they're going to come up with something else or like another app or another, because I know they have there's a couple apps out there, I can't even think of like at the top of my head, that you can basically gamble and it's basically legal. But I think it was just a plot to see how people would receive this, especially fans. Oh, okay, like you see this coach gambling, this player, he faked an injury just to kind of make the outcome to what it was. How does the fans react to this? And was it okay? Was it good? Like, the reviews are in. Okay, so now boom, let's push this app. Let's push this next plot or plan or scheme to say, okay, so here is a pretty way of saying you can gamble, coaches can gamble, players can gamble with the fans. Let's get the fans a lot closer to each other, to the players. You want to know what LeBron is doing at the moment? He just put in $500 for, say, Cleveland to win. So let's make this legal, but illegal at the same time, but let's make it pretty and put the NBA logo all over it. And that's what I feel. That's what they did. And that's it.
That's a good take, Denise.
This is why she's here.
This is a good take, Denise.
She puts the pretty bow on things and gives you a present.
Make it look pretty. That's what sports is. Make it look pretty.
Well, here's the thing. So let's take that for a moment, because I don't know if you guys have seen that a former referee has said that LeBron James has had his hand in some of his games that he's played, whether he was hurt or whether he was going to, whatever it was, right? And we don't have any hardcore evidence on this, right? But let's just say this was true, that LeBron James has done this. This referee is calling him out. Because pretty much, had the referee not gotten caught, he wouldn't be trying to call him out, right? It wouldn't be happening. So let's just say, for instance, it is true that happened. Are they really going to come for LeBron James?
But you know, okay, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was
going to say, but you know who they will come for is the fans, because they know the fans will be vulnerable, because they know, okay, if I can't come for LeBron, because LeBron's going to be lawyered up, LeBron's going to have the money to shut everybody up or to pay whoever he needs to be to shut up. But if I go after the fans aren't going to have that money to get that lawyer to make the case go away. So they either have to pay the fees to make the consequences or do what they have to do to get all of this over and done with. So that's how I see that going down. Yes.
You got anything else?
No, I think we hit it. I think the industry is trying to grow, and they do little things like, right, they like Denise said, I think the take is amazing. They put this out there, see the reaction, and then come up with a way to where before you know it, they threw this out, and in a year from now, oh, players can actually bet on themselves. Like, huh? You're right. And it's going to become, and they're going to get the audience, the fans, to be like, yeah, I'd rather that than these guys cheat. And now before you know it, now you got more money in the pot because you got $500,000 going from LeBron. Like, it's just amazing how they do it, man. It's amazing. Kids
it sounds like now what y'all are saying is like, okay, you can have it bad, you can have it worse.
Yes.
Which one you want? Well, we don't want it worse.
Yes.
So we'll take it bad. So there really is no winner.
No winner.
Just bad or worse. Which one do you want?
What do you want?
That's the only choice they're going to give you.
They say the lesser of two evils. What's the lesser of the two evils?
Yeah. The bait and switch.
Bait and switch.
Yep.
We called it here first on Toddcast.
There you go. Bait and switch on the gambling Twitch. There you go. Anything else you got, Denise? I thought you wanted to say something.
No, I was gonna say it's just like it's gonna be a Twitch 2.0. So say LeBron is there, he's not playing till tonight or 9:00 tonight. All right, let me get on, talk to the fans for a little bit. So guys, I'm up and healthy, doing my game. Hey, let's put a little wager on this. Hey, I can't do it because I'm the player, I'm the NBA, but you guys can. So let me know what you want to do. Oh, then you start seeing the money roll in. Okay, I'll go play my game. Bets are off.
That sounds like a lot.
That sounds like
a lot.
But it's not far-fetched.
It's not far-fetched, but it sounds like a lot. Like, it almost is like
something don't feel right about it. It didn't even feel
it sounds like a lot. It's kind of like, I don't want to do it, do it the whole thing now. It's like 6 or 7. I don't know.
Twitch 2.0. Twitch 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Listen, on that note, we'll just kind of stop that right there because Denise just opened up a whole new can of worms. We didn't know it was even on the shelf.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
So, anyway, listen. Just so we're clear, we are not telling you to go out and gamble. We are not encouraging you to go out and gamble, and we are not in any way giving you any sort of tips to go out and do something. We are having a conversation as to what could possibly happen, what has happened, and the possibility of something that could happen if it happens to be true, right? And we're not accusing anybody or individual of doing anything. We now I have said that a lot of this blame comes from the gambling industry, but I'm not pointing fingers at an individual person because I don't know who owns these things. I don't know who runs these things, but we do know that the industry itself is getting big off of this, and so it's the way of the world, which is kind of sad because um, it's big money. It's a lot of money, and until someone is caught, until something happens, stuff just keeps going on because, again, I always say if it ain't broken, don't fix it. But if something is just not within the rules to do so, something has been violated, And I think when things happen like that, especially when it comes to sports, professional sports particularly, my own opinion on this is that if you are playing the sport, you should not be allowed to gamble on the sport that you play. Now, if you want to gamble on a sport you're not playing, that's up to you, up to the industry. And again, I'm not encouraging that. But the sport that you play or you coach or you are working in, if you're in that organization, you shouldn't be allowed to gamble at all, period. End of story. I believe that just is a conflict of interest, and that can just bring about a world of problems for people all over. And again, not condoning gambling, but there are ways to go about doing it that don't compromise the niche that you are in. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'll say. All right, that's it for today. We had NFL news, MLB World Series, again, a classic, NCAA coach firings, and then a lot of some NIL talk, and then finally our NBA gambling situation. So that's all we got today. Join us again another 2 weeks before Thanksgiving week. So we'll be on again 2 weeks from now. Join us for another great talk. We'll see what happens between now and 2 weeks and what we're going to talk about. So keep yourselves together. Go Michigan because we're looking pretty good right now at 7-2.
Go Birds.
Listen, I can't hate. Go Birds. I mean, they're doing their thing. You know what I mean? And listen, you heard it here first. Denise said when the Dodgers won last year, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So as of right now, it appears to me your Super Bowl champion appears to be the Eagles. So we'll see as of right now. We'll actually do our predictions. Maybe we'll do that next week. We're not next week. The next time we're on, we'll do NFL predictions for Super Bowl. See who's going to win, who we think is going to win, who's going to get there, and see what happens. Again, we're not gambling. We're just making our picks to see who's going to actually get there. There's no money. There's no wagering. It's just, hey, who was right, who was wrong. And listen, the NFL season, when you get halfway through and that second stretch comes, it can change a whole lot of things. You've seen it happen. Teams, you're 8-1, 7-2, then you lose 5 straight. That changes the whole trajectory of where you're going to be in the playoffs, if you even make the playoffs. So we'll see. Anyway, follow us here at the Topcast. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys again in 2 weeks. Until then, have a great rest of your week. See you then.